Do you know the process of becoming an American citizen and why we have many illegal migrants in the country? Most assume the application process is easy and quick and has no impact to the nation or to their lives. The reality is very different than what it seems. I have been in the process of my U.S. residency since arriving in the country 24 years ago. My most recent application has been in process for 3 years and was only supposed to take one. The process of becoming a U.S. citizen is a lengthy process that is often overlooked. Migrants wouldn't be here illegally if the process was simpler and had the ability to apply and receive naturalization. As a matter of fact, I know many migrants who pay taxes with number provided by the IRS so that they are allowed to work. Migrants like myself who have temporary solutions like DACA, work, pay taxes, and go to school. We just aren't allowed to do things like leave the country or join the military, even if we wanted to, and I know many of us would. Not only is it a lengthy process, there's a high cost to being here, and there's a high cost to legal and application fees. And many challenges in the system prevent migrants from applying. To start off, the process of American naturalization can take anywhere from 6 months to 30 years or more. It's a long process, and it's very rare to see anything under 1 year. According to Estaform in the article How Hard Is It to Get U.S. Citizenship, published in June 2020, after residency, you must wait 5 years to apply for citizenship, or if you're married, you can wait 3. Which, if you get past the first obstacle of becoming a U.S. resident, also known as getting a green card, after applying, Estaform states the U.S. citizen process may take another 18.5 months to 24 months if there's no other hurdles that arise. I originally applied as a child because my father was a U.S. citizen. Then he passed away, and I was later adopted and applied again. But the cutoff age for adoption citizenship is 16 years old. I then got married and applied a year later, and my process was going well and was making decent time. But then COVID hit and halted all the applications, and only emergency applications were passing through. As Estaform explains, there are 4 main ways to get U.S. citizenship: through family, birth, marital, or naturalization. Naturalization is a process of a legal resident applying for citizenship, which, according to Estaform, is only accessible to those who have a green card. In order to obtain a green card, it is the biggest obstacle, according to Estaform, which is true. We can only obtain a green card through marriage, work, family, or adoption. Through my process, I had to prove the legitimacy of my marriage with photos, letters from family, then write a letter on why my husband can't live in the United States without me. Through a series of financial support statements and taxes, and I also had to answer 260 questions and give all of my social media logins, emails, and every address I lived in. I'm still awaiting my physical exam and my interview. I have no problem with this process because I understand the need for the safety of the country. It's the waiting process between each step that I have a problem with. Without saying that the process is long, we must also worry about the cost of becoming a U.S. resident. According to Stanford News article, high cost of naturalization prevents low-income immigrants from becoming citizens, published in January 2018. The application fee is now at $725 and continues to rise, and this doesn't include legal fees that we face. For my green card application, I paid $6,000 in legal fees, $540 for my application, and $930 for my pardon. That's not counting any future costs. There's no payment plan for these fees, and most people in the US struggle to pay their bills. How the government expects immigrants to pay these fees on the spot is very difficult to understand. According to Stanford's study, only 56% of applicants actually make it to the end of the process due to the funds needed for the process. Almost every step requires a large sum of money. Other than legal fees and application fees, there's also physical exams, interview fees, hotel and food fees when you go to the consulate, which can be anywhere from 3 weeks, and I've heard even up to 3 months. There are also renewal fees for any visa you hold in the process. For me, it's $495 every year and a half, and around $500 for legal fees if you use a lawyer. Using a lawyer is important, as we face, thirdly, the obstacle that can occur in the US citizenship process. In the article, How Hard Is It to Get a Green Card by Kenneth Allen Foreman, getting a green card is not an easy task. According to Foreman, doing anything in the process incorrectly, even by accident, can lead up to wasted years, money, deportation, criminal charges, and even being barred from ever entering the United States again. Also, finding the proper reason to apply can be difficult. Like I had said earlier, you may apply for mainly 4 reasons, but actually proving that it's legitimate can be a tough process. I applied through marriage, and that was hard. There are many things that play a factor in those categories. If you apply through sponsorship of work, it's not easy, as the employer has to prove why you can do the job and no one else can. If you apply through family, like my mom did, she's been waiting 25 years, and her application hasn't even been processed. In conclusion, there are many things that play into why the process is hard, such as time, money, obstacles that prevent migrants from applying. Immigration is tough, and it would really help not only to put the economy in a better place by having legal migrants help with the income taxations, but also help with discrimination to better be knowledgeable on why migrants aren't receiving a green card. We don't do it because we don't want to. We don't do it because it's hard.